Hey guys!
Alright guys, we're here today on Throwback Thursday to do a Patreon request from this patron right here. Asked us to check out Stratovarius with the song Destiny. And it's been over a year since we've done a video from this band. We did the song Coming Home over a year ago when we were in Finland. We recorded before we went to Finland, and then we pre-scheduled it, and it got posted while we were in Finland.
Yeah.
So, but that was like over a year ago. We went to Finland in August, so we were in September.
The good memories.
The good old days when you could travel on airplanes and go see live shows and hang out with people, and you could cough in a crowd and people would not look at you any different.
Now if you do that,
you get stoned. You get stoned. All right, especially if you're not wearing a mask. All right, on that note, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, let's check this out. This track almost calls for like a standing ovation once it's
Yeah.
over. Once it's over. All right, so you go first. What are your thoughts on Stratovarius Destiny?
I think I saw in your face too when that started off. It started off very slow. It was very nice, and then it just
With the
kicked
female
in.
like haunting,
Yeah,
really
yeah.
haunting, beautiful vocals.
And then it kicked in. I mean, you were. I even saw your face. You were a little bit surprised. It just kicked in right away.
I don't know, because it went from like 0 to 100 like
Yeah.
in 1 second.
But when it kicked in,
I was expecting more of a gradual.
it kind of woke me up. It woke me up, and it kicked in, and I was into it. And then that keyboard solo happened. That was beautiful. That
The guitar too.
the guitar too. But for me, when it hit that 6 and it stopped,
When it started to die
like
out.
when it started to die out, and that was like
But you knew the song was not over. I mean, there's still
obviously, but like that could have been the song. The rest,
I agree with you.
The
Okay.
rest was just
Bonus.
Bonus, yeah. That was for me. It could have ended there, and I still would have been happy.
I agree with you. It's funny that you mentioned that because I was thinking the same thing. When the song takes that dip there around the sixth minute mark, more or less, I felt the same thing. I felt like, wow, if the song ended now, I know it's not going to end now because we could see the song is still going to go.
But if it ended,
it would have been fine. The song would have been completed. Like it didn't needed anything else.
Because it ended on such a nice note.
And beautifully done. You know what I mean? Like I was like, exactly your thoughts were exactly my thoughts. I said to myself, if this song was to finish now, wow, the song is complete. Like there's nothing to point the finger at. It's just absolutely glorious. Like so, it's just like it would have been perfect. You could have walked away saying this song is perfect. But at the same time, I know the song is not over, so I'm thinking, okay, where are they gonna go from here now? Because like the song is really perfect up until that point. Like, what are you gonna do now in order to push the song for another 4 minutes and not destroy everything that's been done up until this point? But then the song picks up again.
Yeah.
And that second half of the song, it's as good as the first half. And to be honest with you, it's kind of, I like actually how it dips to give you almost that sense of finality, and then the vocals come in, so they kind of take control of it, and then it brings the track back up again. Really nicely done, I must say. I agree. Having, it could have ended there, would have been fine, but I'm glad that it kind of continued.
That it went on, yeah.
I'm glad it went on for a little bit longer, because
I like the slower, very, just very,
melodic, almost very cinematic.
Cinematic, yeah, that's the word. For the ending there, because
that's how it starts, though. It kind of
so that after that 6 minute mark, and it kind of went into that, it became that just nice groove of a song, and it was just beautiful.
Almost like the end of the. If you think about the song as a movie, the song has that climax with the solos, and then it's like almost you think it's over.
Yeah.
But then that ending part is almost that extra scene after the credits. When we sit in the when we used to sit in the movie theater and we wait for the credits to roll because there's going to be an extra scene after, and that scene is not climatic. Normally that scene is kind of like a cliffhanger for the next movie. You know what I mean? Like
or sometimes it's just like
they do that on a lot of movies like X-Men and what's the other one? Deadpool. They do like that kind of stuff. So it gives you like a cliffhanger for what perhaps the next movie is going to bring. So this one was like that, but it was almost. What came after that, it was not necessarily the scene, but the soundtrack of the credits, because it was more calm. It
almost had like those movies that are based on real life, and then at the credits is like the pictures of the actual people.
Yeah, it had kind of that vibe. Exactly.
And it was funny when that was happening. It was very calm, and the solo happened, and it was just a beautiful moment. I was having flashbacks to Finland and our times in Finland.
Oh, good times. One thing that I want to mention as well is that the song starts off, you already touched on this, starts off very mellow with those haunting female vocals. They're absolutely beautiful. And I was expecting the song to kind of gradually grow, but it went from 0 to like freaking 100, Having said that, I was wondering, are they going to bring this voice back? Because it would almost be, for as much as I liked it at the beginning, because it was a really prolonged intro, I felt that you have to kind of bring it back at some point. Otherwise, why don't you just have it in the intro and then it's like doesn't show up ever again in the song? And they brought it back one more time, and I like that. I like that you included in the intro, but it didn't end with the intro. You brought it back later on into the song.
It didn't just end, and they didn't overplay it too.
Exactly. Perfectly said. So it's like I'm not a fan of songs that use a specific element in the intro. Let's say, for example, the song starts off with an acoustic guitar, and then for the rest of the song, you don't hear an acoustic guitar ever again. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of you. I'm not necessarily saying that you have to use that acoustic guitar for the rest of your life during that song, but you have to at least bring it back one more time.
Maybe at the end.
Maybe finish off at the end the way it started at the beginning, or as a lead in the middle of the track, leading up to a solo or to a chord. Something you have to find. Otherwise, why did you put it at the beginning? Why? What's the reason behind it? To me, when you make a song, it's like you're creating life. There has to be a purpose. You're not just throwing things at the wall and see what sticks. You have to have an idea what you want to create. Like, what are you doing? So if you throw something at the beginning of the song, there has to be with a purpose. So what's the purpose? Show me what the purpose is. Include it a little bit later down the song. Bring something back. Almost like when you're watching a movie and you're watching like whatever, part 3. Let's say Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones is a perfect example. So let's say you're watching Indiana Jones and they throw a little bit of a joke or something that was from one of the earlier Indiana Jones movies, so that you had to watch the previous ones in order to get that reference. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like in the first Indiana Jones, there's a scene where the guy's like with the sword, and he just grabs the gun and he shoots the guy and he walks off. There's a scene, I think it's in the second one, I think it's in Temple of Doom, where there's a similar situation, and when he goes for the gun, he doesn't have a gun anymore. So, like, you only get the joke if you've seen the previous one. You see what I'm saying? So, I feel like there's a little bit of that in this song. You had started off with that. You have to use it somehow. You have to use it again, and they did use it again. So I was really happy when they did that, because it shows continuity throughout the track. And that's important for a song like that, especially a song that's like over the 10-minute mark. I mean, you have tons of room to throw it. There's no reason why you can't include it. And it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. So
the whole song was just a masterpiece.
Oh, yeah. Well said. I don't think we need to say anything else. That's pretty much wraps it up.
Yeah.
All right, guys. This is it for this Throwback Thursday. Come back tomorrow. We'll have more videos for you. See you guys.
See ya.